What's up guys? This is just going to be a quick video talking about Australian Nationals this weekend. Basically just making this video to replace what would normally be a text post on my Facebook. So yeah, first things first, I filmed absolutely nothing this weekend. I just didn't really feel like it. I only practiced 3x3 and one-handed like the last few weeks leading up to the comp, and then like a bit of stuff here and there, but nothing to really expect good results. So yeah, that's more or less why I didn't film. I also just didn't really feel like filming, just for personal reasons. I won't really get into it. But yeah, I got some okay results, but it was a bit of a meh Nationals for me, at least compared to previous years, but I can't complain too much. I'm generally happy with parts of how I did it, at least. Alright, so I'll just talk about some of my results now, as well as maybe other people's. 2x2 didn't practice. I sub-2'd one of the rounds, but I mean that just kind of happens because it's 2x2. 3x3, so an event I actually practiced. I did pretty well rounds 2 and 3, honestly. I got 716 average round 2 and then 740 average round 3. And out of all those 10 solved, my worst solve was still sub 8. I think the first and only time I'd gotten pure sub 8 previously was AusNats semi-finals, which was pretty cool, but now I've done it 2 more times and also with better averages, so that's, you know, obviously better. And then I choked in the final and got 5th, but you know, I can't complain. I won the year before, and in 2015 it's all good. 4x4, the typical, don't really practice. Got like 31 to 33 averages more or less. Got at least one 28 with all parity, probably another one. And then the comp previously I had a similar thing where I got like a 27 with all parity. I would love to get an official 26, but I think the parity gods are just not having it, so, you know, maybe next year, I don't know. 5x5 was kind of okay. I got PB average, it was like 59, beat it by like a couple milliseconds. Had a counting 104, which was a bit rough, but it's not the end of the world, and again, I could just practice and beat it. I have a bunch of upcoming comps, that's another thing I'll talk about in this video, so this will just be a bit of a tangent. I do have St. Kevin's in Melbourne, Oddcube in Sydney, and then they're also planning another Melbourne and Sydney comp for the end of the year on top of that, so I should have 4 more competitions coming up. All of them should have 3x3, and a number of them will have like 5x5 other events that I may or may not practice. I'll definitely be doing 3x3 for the rest of the year because I do want to get that sub 7 average. It's just, you know, it's hard because I'm not that good. I'm pretty good, but sub 7 is a tall order for me, but I'm getting closer at least, both unofficially and like with what I can do in comp. But yeah, tangent aside, so that was 5x5, 6x6, nothing really happened, 7x7, nothing really happened. Oh well, I didn't make the final for 7x7, which was really funny, but that's not really noteworthy. One-handed, I got 2 sub 12 averages. One of them was okay, just, you know, decent counting times. Another one was kind of brutal because it was counting 13. And then the final round I got low 12, but that was counting 15, so that was by far the worst. Aside from that though, I got a good OH single again. I got a 28 back at Snowco, so I was like, oh sweet, I can just not worry about OH single, but I beat it again somehow. I got 808 with a PLL skip. I posted the reconstruction in Cubic's Friends, which you can find, but I may post a video about like the reconstruction if people want it. But it's pretty easy to find, so I might not bother with that. Other events, Square One, didn't practice, got 3rd, and the person who got 4th tied my average but got a worse single, so I nearly didn't podium Square One at AusNats while being world champion, which is not a good look, but I admittedly have not been practicing, and I am genuinely okay with it, especially since Jody Jones did get OCR single and national champion. The main reason I'm particularly happy for Jody is because at a previous comp he did beat my OCR single, but it was a miss-scramble, and oh my god was he upset, and it was just really sad and annoying, and like, it just shouldn't happen. Scramblers should just be competent at this point, but you know, we suck in Australia, so oh well. But yeah, he finally got his first OCR. Look, I guess I'll go on another tangent because the rest of the events are just crap I didn't do well in. Although feet I got PB average, but that was just, I don't know, I didn't practice, I don't know how it happened. But yeah, no, a bunch of people this weekend got their first Oceanic records, which was super, super cool to see. It's finally, you know, Australia's really finally stepping it up, I think, as a collective. So Tommy Caprilis, he got a 40 average in feet, which was OCR for him. Or just OCR period, I should say. So his first OCR. And I'm happy for him as well, because he was 0.02 off from 2x2 single. I mean, it's 2x2 single, obviously, but still, he would have gotten a record, and that's pretty cool. And then also, he's another person who just after Jody Jones at another comp, he got a square one missed scramble, but it was like a low 6. So that should have been his first record if, again, scramblers in Australia were actually competent, but that's not always the case. So really happy to see him get his first one. And then there were 2, I hope I don't forget anyone. So David Pierce, he finally got Pyraminx average, which he's been wanting for a while. Obviously got beaten the next day by Ethan Stevens, but again, David finally has an OCR on his profile. And then Ethan, you know, obviously he has his first one now. And he got national champion 2 years in a row, so obviously he deserves it, you know, to a pretty large extent, I would say. So yeah, that's a total of 4 people who got their first OCRs in Australia. Tomoya Furman also got 3rd in the world for 4 blind and his 2nd OCR, but the first one for like what I would consider his main event, which is 4 blind. Other than that, I mean, Ryan Driscoll, like, it's going to be hard for him to get OCRs, obviously, because, you know, Felix, but he got some really, really good results in 6 and 7, especially in 6. I believe he got a 141 mean, and I haven't looked at the rankings or anything, but I got to imagine that's pretty damn high up in the world rankings. So, you know, if you don't know about, like, Ethan Stevens, Ryan Driscoll, Tomoya Furman, like, Tommy Capriles, David Pierce, I know I'm forgetting someone. Crap, whatever. This is awkward. Yeah, there's a bunch of people in Australia. They're really good. Check them out. They've got channels, I think. If not, a lot of them are active on CF. I'm sure a number of them are active on, like, Instagram. Yeah, just find out about them. They're all chill dudes. So, yeah, other than that, Nationals was, I would say, a success. I think it was the biggest Australian competition by turnout. Or was going to be by registration. I don't know if it ended up being the biggest or not, but it was easily, like, the top 2 or 3 we've had. And it ran pretty damn well, I think. Yeah, it was a really fun time, good competition. And then other than that, we've got like 4 more coming up that I'd like have no reason not to go to. And other than that, there's one thing I want to mention. Oh yeah, so for the coaching or analysis, I should stop calling it coaching because I'm not really doing the whole Skype thing just because time zones are... But I can do solve analysis. And one video idea I have for that, I know people have been wanting me to redo, well not redo, but do another like series of walking through real solves. I have a better idea because I think people do want to find out more about the analysis work I do in terms of like what they can expect. I am going to be analyzing a Max Park official average. He's not paying me to do this or anything. I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to show you guys like what I look for, go through like the example solves, point out what I point out, and basically I'm coaching Max for free, or doing an analysis for free I should say, and just like letting everyone see it so they can get a sense of basically what they're paying for, and hopefully I can clear up a few misconceptions about the whole analysis thing in general, because I think it is pretty misunderstood, and that is partly my fault for not, I guess, putting out more resources about it. But I will say these past few weeks especially, I have been very, very, very busy. I've not been able to even practice as much as I would like, so obviously things like streaming, video making, I've been able to do the analysis work, but I've had like slightly slower I guess time on return. Like usually I can get it done same day. At the moment it's more like the day after, which I mean is still pretty damn good, but I guess the operative point here is I have been busy. Aside from that, so that Max Park video, definitely expect that. I'm also kind of putting that in here just because I want you guys to keep me accountable, because I think that would be like a genuinely useful video for a lot of people and would be, I mean, good for my business, but that's not the only reason I'm doing it, although it is a very, very big reason. Yeah, keep me accountable for the Max Park video, please. I trust my fans to do that. Thank you, God bless, and I'll see you in a video somewhere, maybe, I don't know.